and welcome back to another episode from the Winning Edge Talks podcast. I am Vishwanath, your host. I am a sports mental conditioning coach, author, blogger and podcaster. Roger Federer ends his golden era. Much to the sorrow of millions of his fans, Roger Federer, the undisputed king of men's tennis, has called it a day. The disappointing moment, the moment he bid goodbye to the ATP Tour, came after his doubles match, which he partnered with Rafael Nadal in the Laver Cup 2022. Rafael Nadal with 22, Djokovic with 21 have won more Grand Slam titles than Roger Federer, but sporting fans across the globe have a special place for Roger in their hearts. It's not just about the records he set. Many in the future may go past his 20 Grand Slams, but he was special as a sportsman and as a human being. That's the reason Roger Federer has been hailed as the GOAT, G-O-A-T, the greatest of all time. It was not just his records and his dominance, but also his sporting behavior, his grace and dignity, and the character he displayed that won a million hearts. He ruled men's tennis for over 2 decades. In fact, he started the golden era with Rafa and Djokovic, and they went on to be called the Golden Trio. Records can sometimes be boring, but the statistics of Roger's career will make you sit up and listen. Roger Federer has won 20 Grand Slams and 103 career titles. He at one time finished as the world number 1 for 5 seasons and 237 consecutive weeks. With 369 wins, he has won the most Grand Slam singles matches. Don't be surprised if I say he is the oldest number 1 in ATP history. He is the only player to reach the finals of all 4 Grand Slams, thrice in 2006, 7 and 9. He has won the gold in men's doubles of the 2008 Beijing Olympics and silver in the men's singles 2012 London Olympics. He enjoyed a 41-match winning streak in the year 2006-2007. He reached 17 straight finals in the year 2005-2006 season. Roger says he has played over 1,500 matches for over 24 years. His 5-hour marathon match versus Rafael Nadal in the finals of the Wimbledon 2008 is reckoned to be the greatest ever match in the history of tennis. He lost to Rafa 4-6, 4-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-9. This match is rated much higher to the 1980 Wimbledon finals when John McEnroe lost to John Borg. It is said, perfection is for the gods, and the closest one can get is with their excellence. Even Nadia Comaneci, the gymnast, after she was given the perfect score of 10, said it was not a perfect 10 score and she was not perfect. But looking at Roger Federer play, one can see excellence in everything he does, and one would be tempted to call him Mr. Perfect. You will agree with me if I say he has excelled in every part of his life, whether as a sportsman, as an ambassador of the game, as a spouse, or as a parent to his children. He has had a blemishless career and was never involved in anything, anywhere, that would tarnish his image and reputation. The manner he conducted himself on and off the court, the grace, the flair, the charisma he exhibited, and the charm he brought to the game will take a lot of effort for any other tennis player to duplicate in the future. He touched people's lives wherever he went. His fans rooted for him and always wanted him to win. But when he lost, the fans left the court disappointed, as if it were a personal loss to them. Roger was a complete player who could play all the strokes in the book with ease. This might not have come to him as some kind of a fluke or luck. He would have worked hard enough to master the skills and attain excellence. At the beginning of his career, experts said he did not have a good backhand. His quest for excellence and mastery made him to work hard on a single-handed backhand. His backhand soon became an arsenal, which he often used to finish off a point. Roger prepared 100% physically and mentally and was ready to combat players of different age groups and standing. The way he demolished players almost half his age, players who were stronger and fitter, was a treat to watch. He tamed them mentally and strategically using his experience and made them look like hopeless novices. The way he teased all tall players with his low volleys and low drop shots was fun to watch. The way he came back from hopeless situations to win the match made him look invincible. He never gave up or surrendered and fought back many times from 2 sets down to win a match. His ability and the hard work that he put in and the unwavering self-belief made him to believe he could beat anybody. This also made the lesser-known players to believe Roger Federer could never be beaten. The crowds went berserk at the shots he played and the rallies he produced. We had reports on how Roger, as a young boy, barely in his teens, was an extremely temperamental person. According to a 2009 New York Times article, Roger would cry when things went poorly and sent his racket skidding across the court after an error. He would whine at bad calls, slam balls in anger, and argue with his father. I was the opposite of cool, Roger Federer told Bear Grylls in 2018. I was a clever racket thrower. I couldn't smash it to the ground, so I wouldn't have to ask my parents to buy another racket. He admits it took him 2 years to find the right balance of fire and ice. You know what I mean. There are also other reports in circulation about how Roger was temperamental as a boy and how he broke rackets when he lost, and he had to be warned that he will not be allowed to play at the club if he continued the behavior. It is also said his father was asked to arrange consultations with a psychologist to help him manage his emotions. What a turnaround it has been from a temperamental young boy to a mature, cool, calm and composed tennis player. We don't know at what stage of his career he realized that managing emotions and emotional intelligence is the key to success. He understood early that he had to accept what happened on the court and remain calm. He knew why he shouldn't get mentally rattled when he made mistakes, lost points, or sets, as this would trigger a stress response that could down spiral his game and the prospects during the match. Today, he is known for his ideal temperament on the court. He is all calmness and composure personified, and an inspiration to many. He is someone behavioral scientists and sports psychologists would suggest to any aspiring tennis player to model his behavior with. A Rod Laver, a John Newcomb, John Borg, Jimmy Connors or John McEnroe back then could never have imagined a player could last beyond 36 and could still win Grand Slams. Thanks to the advancement in sports sciences, players like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic have been able to extend their shelf life, maintain freakish fitness levels, and be a threat to the second string of players who are constantly breathing down their neck. Do you know Roger Federer is even a well-known philanthropist? He, with his Roger Federer Foundation, has been serving impoverished children in South Africa. He has adopted villages and provides children with food, shelter, and education. Roger Federer is a great human being and has been treating people of different walks of life with love and respect. He is a people's person and loves people. Though Rafa and Djokovic were his arch rivals and they fought bitterly on the court, they were very good friends of it. He shared a special bond with Rafa. The way the two cried after Roger's last match in the Davis Cup shows the humane side of Roger Federer. In a parting message to announce his retirement, this is what Roger Federer had to say about the people who have been a part of his journey. He says, "Of all the gifts tennis has given me over the years, the greatest, without a doubt, is the people I have met along the way. My friends, my competitors, and most of all, the fans who give this sport its life. Through my travels, I have met many wonderful people who will remain friends for life, who consistently took the time with their busy schedule to come and watch me play and cheer me all over the globe." Just to remind listeners and Indian sporting fans, God of tennis Roger Federer is a good friend of God of cricket Sachin Tendulkar. Roger, we can no longer be glued to our TV sets to watch you in all those grueling Grand Slam finals. But it was great while it lasted. You let us enthralled, speechless and spellbound with your game and your exemplary sporting behavior. Keep inspiring us. Goodbye, have a wonderful life ahead and keep coming back to greet us. This is Vishwanath signing off for Winning It Talks podcast.